Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinite Series, the Build-A-Figure Collection Green Goblin. We're looking today at Deadliest Foes, the Beetle. Yeah, I know, Spot's already said it before, and I'm probably going to sound like a broken record here, but really bothered by the fact that their packaging continues to list a group or faction that they've categorized the characters under, instead of actually listing the name of the character itself. If you were to be buying this in the shelf, or really for that matter, if you were to ask this for a birthday or a Christmas, and you were to tell your grandmother, I want this specific figure, she's going to have no idea looking through the pegs. In fact, she will pick up this box, she'll flip it around, and on the back of the box, she'll say, oh, I don't see Beetle anywhere. I see Deadliest Foes, I see Superior Spider-Man. Maybe he meant Electro, and she won't ultimately pick this up, unless she just happens to know, and I don't think Nana knows that this happens to be the Beetle. Nor would she also know that this is Boomerang, the two figures that make up the original wave and the revision wave that we'll be getting soon. On the back, though, it says, unable to defeat Spider-Man alone, the most fiendish villains unite to battle the wall crawler. I can't even believe I'm having this discussion, but I can't believe that Hasbro, on some marketing level, would think leaving the character's name off boxes is a good, smart idea. Not a smart idea at all, Hasbro. Not a smart idea at all. Having said that, though, what I am going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up. When we come back, not only are we going to have a look at the leg that comes with Beetle for the Green Goblin, but we're also going to have a look at the Beetle. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Included with Beetle, you get yourself the one leg for the Green Goblin. He's got a peg hole on the underside of his foot. I'm not quite sure why. Obviously, none of the figures come with display stands, but some pretty nice detail. Kind of has a Hulk-esque look to it. Just if Hulk had let his toenails go immensely and just neglected them. But we'll take that. We'll peg it into, hey, there's the rest of them. We'll peg the other leg in, like so. Peg it into the bottom, and this, I found the legs are really hard. And let's move the arm out of the way. Peg the arm and the leg into place here. Oh, it's so hard. I don't know why it's so difficult. I don't know why I'm making things so difficult, but there you have Green Goblin. Both legs present, both arms present. We're just obviously missing a head. That will come soon when we have a look at the Carnage figure, but in the meantime, let's move him off camera. Some assembly also required for the Beetle, in the fact that he does come with his wings. And on the back, there is just a peg hole. Peg right there, and clip this into place. This like so. Firm pressure probably required a little bit to snap it in there. Doesn't really sit the most securely. There we go. And you have the Beetle. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to come here for a second. Come here. I'm going to let you in on something, something that probably I'm not going to tell other people, but it's just going to be between you and me. I don't like this figure at all. Why? I think it's cheap. I think it just has a certain cheapness to it. It feels really, really cheap. What? I should probably be speaking of... Okay, well, the figure as a whole isn't bad, but I gotta say, I'm not impressed really with the figure. It feels flimsy. You know, a lot of the Marvel Legends do have a certain lighter feel to them. I didn't really so much notice it with the Spider-Man, nor did I really notice it with, like, the Black Cat, a non-Spider-Man figure. But there's just something about Beetle here that feels flimsy. For starters, his waist, and that is not to say that this is the case with every figure, but my particular Beetle, extremely loose in the waist. I really don't know why, because the rest of the figures had no issues at all with loose waists. I don't want to take really anything away from the design, because technically, if the figure is an exact copy to how he looks in the comics, then the figure was successful. Not following the comics to the extent of really knowing too much about Beetle's new version, his new appearance, his new design. The figure kind of looks cheap to me. In fact, it kind of looks like something flimsy-wise and just overall built-wise. It looks like something that you would find at a flea market, perhaps as a knockoff toy. Again, taking nothing away from the figure, just not really my cup of tea. Face-wise, he's not bad. He kind of looks like Donnie Darko if Donnie Darko was a Power Ranger, perhaps. Paint's pretty good. And I don't think the paint really is all that bad. It's not like it's bleeding through. It's not like it's really... There's certain areas where it's not properly painted. It looks like it's painted properly, but there's just something between the colors that they used and the fact that the figure feels flimsy that I just don't like the look of this piece. In fact, it kind of looks like Lord Zed from Power Rangers had combined with Donnie Darko. And we got this rabbit designed character. The green and the yellow in his wings break up some of the red and the silver. So for that reason, I like at least that end of it. But the rest of it is just kind of... I'm just not liking this figure at all. If you guys certainly like the Beetle, and apologies to everybody out there that maybe really loved the design of this character in the comics and thought that this was the coolest version, best design that the Beetle has ever had in the comics, then I certainly apologize if I offend anybody out there, but just not feeling this figure one bit. Sure, he does have all the articulation where he needs it. His head is on a ball joint back and forth, up and down. His cape, I mean, the wings don't really even... It'd be a shame that this was to ever break off, because it looks like it's only really one peg that's connecting the wings to the back of his, to the back of his back. I don't feel as if there's really a secure fit. It just feels like it's a flimsy approach to attaching something as simple as wings. Even if he had a rectangular peg instead of just a small singular peg, the wings would have sat better in place. The wings at least are pliable. They're not going to break off, but I worry that the peg might break off that's connecting the wings onto him. He does have the pin and socket shoulders, so they do rotate out back and forth. Rotation in the bicep. He does have a double bend in the elbow. You really can't bend it too much because of the bicep and the sculpt of his armor. But he does have a hinge and bend in his hand. Upper torso crunch. Rotation in the waist, which we've kind of already covered. A forward back out on the leg. A rotation in thigh. He's got a double bend at the knee. And hinge foot. It might just really stem from the fact that Spot just doesn't know a lot about the character. I know, like, the original Beetle was kind of more of a green color. He was a big, like, I think I still have that figure. The original, I think he was even called just the Beetle. I don't like this new look for him. He looks like something I would see on a Saturday morning cartoon fighting a giant monster. Maybe he's got his own Zord or something along those lines. This design does nothing at all for me. If the figure looks a lot like the source material and the figure looks like the character, then I guess the toy is successful. I don't like the design, and I feel like because I don't like the design, maybe I don't also like the toy. The toy does have a certain flimsy cheapness to him. I would say, unless you're a Spider-Man fan, this figure is a pass. Just my opinion, but I find this figure would be a pass. On a grading level, I would probably only give this figure about a 6.5. You may think that's too low for something like this. You may even love this figure. But again, for me, I don't think that this is a figure that's worth picking up. I mean, it is what it is. It is really the same as like the new 52 comics. There's going to be designs of characters that you really, really don't like, and some other people might really like the designs. Some people out there may like this design of Beetle. Personally, I'm from the side that I just don't like it. I just don't like it at all. Today's toy spot, bit of a doom and gloom today's spot. We were having a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite series, the Amazing Spider-Man Wave. We were looking today at the Beetle. Not even listed on box, but it was the Beetle. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. Spot's going to have the look at Carnage. He's coming up right around the corner. And then from there, we're going to have a look at the finished Green Goblin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.